Okay.
How are we doing this?
We're here with Bryan O'Malley, who is the creator, artist, and writer for Scott Pilgrim and Lost at Sea. And we just want to start out. I went to Canada for the first time last summer, and I discovered Tim Hortons while I was in St. John's. And I ended up eating there like 5 times in 2 days. And I was ecstatic when I saw that Knives and Young Neil were at a Tim Hortons. And so what's your Tim Hortons order?
It's always, when I would go there, it was probably a double-double, which is coffee with 2 creams and 2 sugars, and a sour cream glaze, which is a donut made of sour cream glaze.
Pretty much the same as Scott's then?
Yeah, pretty much. I just gave him the same thing as me. We used to eat lunch there a lot, though, like, almost at least once a week.
Cool. And what video games have you played or have inspired you the most while working on Scott? I saw you doing a Zelda pinup for somebody yesterday and things like that, but it seems like there's elements of a lot of different games in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, the main ones for Scott Pilgrim himself were like River City Ransom, like an old Nintendo game, and Super Dodgeball, and like kind of Double Dragon, and like Street Fighter, kind of old games like that. And then the games that I've actually been playing while I worked on it were like, I really like Bully, which is like one of those Grand Theft Auto games, but 7 is cool. And I also played the latest Zelda for Game Boy Advance or whatever, like a couple years
Phantom
ago.
Hourglass?
No, the shrinking one, the Minish Cap. I've also been playing the Phantom Hourglass. I've been playing a lot of DS lately too.
And for people that don't know, there's going to be a Scott Pilgrim movie coming out, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Am I correct in saying that? And Michael Cera is cast as Scott, and since Michael is Canadian, is that proof that it will be integral to the film that Scott is Canadian?
Yes. No, I mean, not the fact that it's Michael Cera, but yes, I mean, the film is supposed to be the same thing, set in Toronto.
Okay, and just a side note, there will be Tim Hortons in the movie, or too early to say?
I'm not sure, you know, that's all like licensing and stuff, so it's possible.
And then, what does Scott Pilgrim sing in the shower?
I would say probably Eternal Flame by the Bangles.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
For sure.
I just have like one question, like, what's the origin of the Rickenbacker? Like, how did Scott Pilgrim get that thing?
That was my dream guitar, so I couldn't afford it, so I was like, I'll give it to my character and live out my dreams, you know. Hard to draw, but it's worth it.
I understand. And just one more kind of ad-lib question. Are people ever frustrated with Scott Pilgrim because it works, I guess, like a manga digest kind of schedule versus a monthly schedule that a lot of comic scenes are used to? And how do you deal with that, or what would you say?
Well, there is kind of like an expectation that it'll just be done like as soon as possible. But I mean, it just takes time, you know. These things just take a while. And I'm doing it all by myself. It takes a while to write, and then I have to do, you know, go to conventions and promotion and stuff like that. And then there's the movie thing on the side. So it's just, you know, there's a whole kind of business that goes along with it. So it's just taking longer and longer every time.
And I heard Volume 5 is slated
probably
for December.
Around the end of the year, yeah, maybe next year. Early.
Well, we'll all be looking forward to it, and thanks a lot for talking to us.
All right, one more.
Kupak Faux Photos. Any more music coming?
Yeah, actually, I'm still finishing another thing that'll put on my website pretty soon. That's all I can say, really. I don't know. Not everyone is into my stuff.
Oh, it's kind of fun to have it,
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's a side project.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much. I'm going to come back and get a page once my girlfriend shows up again with my money.
And also, I did a race